Beneath the forested hills of south central Pennsylvania lies a 13-mile stretch of highway, forgotten by time.
Once hailed as the Superhighway of the future, this sleek new artery slicing through the Allegheny Mountains promised speed, connection, and progress.
But what happened? Why were these lanes deserted and these tunnels left abandoned? Hi, I'm Bethany, and that's Drew.
Ahead of us is a piece of American infrastructure that not only carried the rumbling engines of numerous travelers in its time, but also inspired the creation of the interstate highway system.
How did this marvel of engineering fall into decay after the last cars passed through these massive tunnels? Join us as we walk along the abandoned Pennsylvania Turnpike.
We are approaching Breezewood, Pennsylvania, and here you can actually see where the turnpike branches off. Here, it's up here where this little truck is.
Here it is.
On the right. So it used to go that way, but it's been rerouted to go this way. And that's where we're going to be hiking today.
And all these people have no idea who are driving on this road. Only we care about this.
But that's part of the charm of our show. We care about things that no one else cares about.
Call it charms.
Yeah, is charm the word?
We're starting our adventure near the town of Breezewood. Just east of town along US Route 30, there is a small dirt parking area at the intersection with Tannery Road. Up the hill from there, we'll find the western trailhead of the abandoned turnpike.
See, there's the trail.
Yeah, there's a sign. It says park here. It's kind of nice to have designated parking for this.
Oh, trailhead parking up here.
It's a little steep.
I don't think that's been here for very long. You used to have to park right here. But now it looks like
Exclusive access.
they opened this road up so you can park actually up on the turnpike. So this is where the bridge used to cross over Route 30, right behind us. And now we're actually driving on the abandoned Pennsylvania Turnpike right now.
Getting our first taste of it.
It looks like we have to park here, and then we'll hike the rest of the way to Rays Hill Tunnel. If you're hiking this trail, be sure to bring food, water, and flashlights, of course.
We're ready for the tunnels.
Yes, it gets very dark in there. Beyond this point, no motor vehicles. That's another rule. Bikes are good, though.
And just squeeze through here. So now we're actually walking on the turnpike.
Yeah, pretty exciting. And for free.
No tolls these days. So from where we parked at the trailhead, it's going to be about 1.5 miles down to Rays Tunnel.
Gonna be quite a day.
End to end, the abandoned section is about 13 miles long, which includes 2 tunnels. The first tunnel that we're going to see is in about a mile or a mile and a half.
Okay, but this is all just a small part of the Pennsylvania Turnpike, right?
Yes, the Pennsylvania Turnpike today actually spans over 500 miles, and it connects Pittsburgh to Harrisburg to Philadelphia.
But why abandon this one section?
Well, to answer that question, we need to take a history road trip. In the early 1930s, following the Great Depression, states were struggling to build highway infrastructure, and Pennsylvania was no different. The only driving route from Lancaster to Pittsburgh was Route 30, and driving conditions were not ideal. In 1937, Governor George Howard Earl III signed legislation to create the Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission. Their task? To build a highway across the Allegheny Mountains.
But planning a route for the highway through mountainous wilderness was proving to be a major financial obstacle. Unless they used the 9 abandoned tunnels that were already constructed. Hang on, I think we're gonna have to back up a little further.
Long before this was the Pennsylvania Turnpike, it was originally intended to be a railroad. In the late 1800s, Scottish-American industrialist Andrew Carnegie teamed up with wealthy railroad businessman William Vanderbilt with the intention of building a railroad that would compete with the existing Pennsylvania Railroad.
They determined the best route through southern Pennsylvania that would connect Pittsburgh with Harrisburg, a route that would come to be called the South Pennsylvania Railroad. In early 1884, excavation began on the 9 tunnels that would need to be bored in order to cross the vast Allegheny mountain range. Blue Mountain Tunnel, Kittatinny Mountain Tunnel, Tuscarora Mountain Tunnel, Sidling Hill Tunnel, Rays Hill Tunnel, Allegheny Mountain Tunnel, Negro Mountain Tunnel, Quemahoning Hill Tunnel, and Laurel Hill Tunnel.
Oh, do you see what I see? I think I see the first tunnel.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So this is Rays Hill Tunnel. We made it.
We made it.
So you know what? The entrance of this tunnel was actually used in the 2009 film The Road, which stars Viggo Mortensen. We just watched that recently in preparation, and it looks a little spookier in the movie.
I was gonna say they dressed it up a little bit and with some color correction on the film.
Although I am getting the apocalyptic feel walking up to this.
Yeah.
We can't go through the tunnel without checking out this room first.
Yeah, there's a little office over here we're gonna have a look at. Flashlights ready.
Proceed with caution. Oh, well, a few visitors have been here already.
Yeah, a number of people have been in here. Not entirely sure what this room was used for. Infrastructure for the bridge, of course. Oh, look at this.
Oh.
So this is coal. This is a pile of coal. This must have been a coal chute.
We are in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So I imagine these generators and fans were coal powered, because this is all coal sitting here. I found some stairs, but they don't go up all the way, unfortunately. So we're not going to be, and I don't think I trust this ladder. So we're not going to be able to explore the upstairs at this particular tunnel, but we've got another tunnel coming up, so hopefully we can get upstairs in that one. All right. You think we should head through the tunnel now?
It's time.
I think it's time. It doesn't look like it's very far. You can see the other end of it right there. I think it's about a half mile.
I thought those were headlights, but yeah, that is just the other end.
Yeah. So Rays Tunnel is 3,532 feet long, which is about 2/3 of a mile.
What happened to the other 8 tunnels?
Well, by 1885, the tunnels were in varying states of construction, but that's where the story takes a bit of a sharp turn. As the project continued, costs and complications continued to mount, and Vanderbilt sought the help of well-known banker J.P. Morgan. Instead of finishing the railroad, they brokered a deal to simply purchase an existing railroad, and the project was halted dead in its tracks, even though no tracks had even been laid yet.
For the next 34 years, the 9 tunnels sat abandoned with much of the route already graded. So, fast forward again to 1937, the Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission needed to choose the most cost-effective route for their new highway, and to no one's surprise, much of their plan followed the original route of the South Pennsylvania Railroad.
In October of 1938, ground was broken on the new Pennsylvania Turnpike, and 6 of the original tunnels were used, saving the project around $2 million. Quemahoning Hill Tunnel and Negro Mountain Tunnel were bypassed in favor of building the highway over those mountains. Allegheny Mountain Tunnel was deemed unstable, and the decision was made to bore a new tunnel right next to the original. The tunnels were not large enough to accommodate a 2-lane highway and needed to be widened. 15,000 construction workers from 18 different states were called in to work on the project. Along the way, exhaust turbines, lights, and other infrastructure were also added.
Finally, on October 1st, 1940, the Pennsylvania Turnpike officially opened from Carlisle to Irwin, making it the first long-distance 4-lane highway in the nation.
This is one spooky tunnel.
I would not want to be here when it's dark outside.
Yeah.
Because our only saving grace right now is seeing the other end of the tunnel.
It would be extra spooky.
There are several open sections in this tunnel. We have to be careful because you just step in a hole.
Especially on the sides where you happen to be walking.
Yeah, why am I walking up here? I thought it would be safer, but really it's all just the same. All right, I'll come back down here.
Okay.
Also, the other tunnel that we're gonna see is longer than this one.
That's right. So it's going to be really dark.
You can conserve the battery a little bit.
Yeah. You're going to need it.
We're finally coming out to the other end of Rays Hill Tunnel.
It's been a cold walk.
It's been a cold walk, a dark one, but we're making it to the light. Something I noticed too that I want to point out to you guys, along the way, there are a lot of these circular and rectangular cuts. Now, the circular ones were for lights. The rectangular ones were for the car exhaust, which makes sense because this was a working highway. A little bit of a fun remains up there of that.
All right, Rays Hill, thanks for the memories. How far is it to the next tunnel?
4 miles.
4 miles. Great.
was hailed as the highway of tomorrow and set the standard for future highway construction. But by the 1960s, the number of motorists using it had increased dramatically. Bottlenecks were forming at each of the tunnel entrances where 4 lanes had to merge into 2 just to squeeze through the narrow tunnels. Backups would often stretch for miles.
The tunnels clearly needed more lanes to handle the increase in traffic, but widening a tunnel is a complicated and expensive undertaking. It was decided a second tunnel would be drilled alongside each of the existing tunnels to allow for 2 additional lanes.
So you can see here where the 4 lanes had to skinny up into 2 lanes to make it through the tunnel.
I can also see that Sidling Hill did not get the twin tunnel upgrade that the others received.
That's right, and it's actually the reason that this stretch of Turnpike was ultimately abandoned.
Due to the geography of Rays Hill and Sidling Hill, it was deemed more economical to bypass the tunnels completely and reroute the Turnpike up and over the 2 mountains, leaving this 13-mile stretch abandoned.
A similar bypass occurred at Laurel Hill Tunnel, which sat abandoned until 2003 when Chip Ganassi started using it to test the aerodynamics of race cars.
Sidling Hill Tunnel, here we come.
I can definitely see why this is the ideal spot to test race cars because they're long and straight, and at one point they were smooth. Not
Right.
so much anymore, but hey, I'd race a car in here.
Yeah, we got lights coming.
If this were the movie The Road, those would have been the people trying to eat us.
Yes, it would have. We should have brought bikes.
Too much competition, just would have ended up in a bike race. We definitely need our flashlights for this second tunnel because it is twice the distance of Rays Hill Tunnel. This tunnel is 6,782 feet, aka 1.3 miles long. So flashlights are absolutely a must in this tunnel.
Sidling Hill was actually the longest of the original 9 tunnels. My feet could have told you that.
I feel like we've been walking for days.
Yeah, it's funny because we're about at the midway point, and only now can we see the other end of the tunnel. And that's because the tunnel's perfectly straight, but it has a bit of an arch to it. So you go uphill as you go in either end, and you come downhill as you exit. If you look closely, you can see how it goes uphill and then it comes down as you get further away.
Yeah, there's a slant.
And that's to help the water drain out of the tunnel. It drains toward the exits.
The engineers thought of everything.
Somebody wrote right here in graffiti, "This is the middle." So we must be at the midpoint. So now the entrance we came in has disappeared.
We're to the end of the tunnel and we saw this very elaborate mural
Indeed.
painted on the wall.
That is pretty elaborate.
It goes all the way up to the ceiling too.
And onto the ceiling.
That's fun.
We've got another one of these little rooms here. I expect this is going to be pretty similar to the Rays Hill Tunnel. Stairs over here, let's see.
Yeah, it's the same layout it looks like.
Yeah, these stairs have all of these stairs are gone. We're not going up that way. Let's go back outside here. After this stretch of the Turnpike was abandoned, PennDOT started using it to train employees on paving techniques, painting lines, even installing rumble strips. So it didn't entirely go to waste. I'm interested in the ventilation room up there. You see that vent?
I do.
That's where the giant fans were kept that would vent the car exhaust out from the tunnel. And I'm wondering if there's a way we can get up there. I think I saw a trail over here. I'm not sure if we can get in, but we should try. Oh, is this, you see these metal strips here?
I do.
I might be wrong, but I think this was infrastructure that held up the street lights that lined the street up and down right here next to Sidling Hill Tunnel. But I think this used to be one of them. Definitely seen better days, but here it is.
Fragments.
Yeah, and there's a trail right here. It's flat once you get to here.
Make sure you're not walking through poison oak, please.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye out. Some of this is questionable, but I'm just trying not to touch it too much. Oh, here we go. Getting close. All right, that was the hard part. So I think we just head around there.
We made it to the top of the tunnel.
We are above Sidling Hill Tunnel right now.
This is the ventilation system?
Yeah, this is the ventilation room. Not sure how we get in. Well, there's a door. The door is closed, but it's also broken out, so I think we could get through.
After all the walking, the knees don't like this.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
Whose idea was it to walk the Pennsylvania Turnpike?
Mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to crouch.
I want there to be glass scratching us either. What about your bag? Well, I guess it's a little bit smaller.
Yeah. Oh, that's spooky as heck.
I know, this room is kind of creepy. I can't believe you let me in here first.
Jeez. Oh, cool. All right, let's have a look at the ventilation room. Oh.
Those are a lot bigger than I thought they would be.
So this is the ventilation room, and these are giant fans or turbines. And what they would do is they would pump cool air in through the portals of the tunnel, and all the exhaust and the fumes would disappear up through those vents in the ceiling that we showed you earlier.
Oh, the rectangular one.
Yeah, and it would come through a separate tunnel on top of the tunnel and all be blown out with these fans out through these windows. Incredible. And all this infrastructure is still here.
Kind of sad that all that energy went into building this and now it's just kind of left.
That's true. Although several of the tunnels did survive and they're still in use today. Just this was one of the unlucky few. Let's see what's over here. This should be the control room, I think. Okay, likely. Don't step in this mud here.
Oh, yeah, that's some thick mud.
But there's some infrastructure on the wall here that must have been electric. And here there was probably a motor or a crank that would turn the turbines, and it would sit right here. Now, somewhere behind the fans should be, okay, there's a little stairwell back here that should lead down to the ventilation tunnel, which is above Sidling Hill Tunnel. I think we can still get into it. Let's see. But yeah, these are cool. Ooh, this is spooky. Watch your step here. This is a very strangely shaped room. It comes to a point.
Yeah, it almost looks like a fun house kind of room.
But doors on either side, and I think they both lead to the same chamber. Yeah.
Probably don't need as much light in here, but this is a creepy second room.
Don't step in this hole.
Oh, that's nuts.
So we're above Sidling Hill Tunnel right now. And this chamber goes all the way the length of the tunnel.
Oh, so this must have been the exhaust room where all the air came in?
Yeah, those little slits in the ceiling, that's where the exhaust would come up, and it would come into this tunnel, and it would be pumped out by the exhaust fans that we just saw.
Although I don't think it's a good idea to go back that way, right?
We may not want to take our chances, but I do think you can get all the way through and come down the other side. The problem is there isn't a convenient little path to climb down the hill on that side.
We would likely get stuck.
So, I mean, we could walk a little ways just to see it. Here are the slits, and you can see the tunnel beneath us. Are these suspension? I don't think these are load-bearing, but I'm not sure. Maybe this is hung. Maybe this is hanging from the ceiling, holding this up. I can't tell if this is holding up the ceiling or if the ceiling is holding this up. I don't know. But yeah, look how far that goes.
All the way down there.
Yeah, and it would be the same story too. It goes uphill until you get to the center and then you start going downhill. So we can't see all the way to the other end.
So this is the end of our Pennsylvania Turnpike journey, but the Turnpike actually goes another mile east, and it will eventually lead to the pump station parking lot. Beyond that, the abandoned Turnpike rejoins with the present-day Turnpike.
This ghost of American infrastructure, which carried the roar of restless engines in its time, is now a corridor of decay, an asphalt scar running through the overgrown wilderness, forgotten by the future for which it was built.
But as is true with many places left to the elements, urban explorers, cyclists, historians, and even filmmakers have all found something here. Something oddly fascinating. Thank you so much for coming along on the adventure today, and we hope you check out another one of our episodes here in the great state of Pennsylvania.
See you on the next one.
Turtle.
What?
Oh, hello, turtle friend.
Oh, hello.
Oh, you lost? Where are you trying to go?
He's trying to cross the street, but it takes a long time for a turtle.
I've heard you're not supposed to move them.
No?
I mean, obviously they're gonna get run over, but I feel like I don't want to disrupt his journey.
Okay.
See you
Bye,
later.
little guy.